How's it going, everybody? For today's beer review, we're going to be taking a look at Hoppin Brewery's barrel-aged D.O.R.I.S the Destroyer, a double Imperial Stout aged in whiskey barrels. So, we're doing a beer review out in the snow, and I'm doing it standing because all the chairs are frozen over. This is the first snowfall for us, and living in Texas, you really only get one or two a year, and it's really not much, as you guys can see from my yard, but you know, it's iced over. We usually get ice storms. We don't really get snowstorms here, so whatever. But the point is, it's cold as hell, and on a day like today, you want to drink something that's warming and heavy, and that beer is going to be Hoppin barrel-aged D.O.R.I.S the Destroyer, which stands for double, I think double oatmeal Russian Imperial Stout. So this is like an Imperial Stout that's just been aged in whiskey barrels. I mean, this is like the ultimate wintertime just sipping beer. It's going to be absolutely awesome. I can't wait to try it. Comes in at 10.5% alcohol by volume, so that's where you want it to be. Just huge, massive beer. You're definitely going to be feeling it if you drink the whole thing, which is what I'm about to do. Commercial description on this beer states, barrel-aged D.O.R.I.S aged in bourbon whiskey barrels to add a wonderful complexity to our massive American Double Imperial Stout. This barrel aging imparts memorable buttery, vanilla-like, and savory whiskey character, making this one of our most complex beers we've ever brewed. Another testament to our hard work and dedication in bringing our customers the very best. Specifications: 10.5% alcohol by volume, 118 is the original gravity, which is 27.5 degrees plateau if you care. 70 IBUs, so not very bitter, kind of like an Irish stout bitterness. Made from only the finest ingredients to create a superb flavor beer of the highest quality. Please pour carefully to avoid disturbing the natural yeast sediment in the bottle. Alright, so without further ado, let's bust the cap off of this beer and give it a pour, a smell, and a taste, as you've all come to know from the channel. Oh, and I'm going to be drinking this, of course, out of a frosted Duvel glass. It's not actually frosted, of course. And this thing is pretty much cellar temp. I mean, it's like room temperature on this beer. Straight out, the color pours midnight black. I've never seen a beer pour this black before, just straight out. I'm going to pour it really hard and aggressively. Very low head potential. Would you look at the color of this head? I mean, it's beyond burnt caramel. It's like orange in color of the head. That's amazing. Only formed about a half finger of head because the ABV is so high. It's such a viscous and thick beer that it doesn't have a very high head potential. Let me set this down here. We can keep it chilling in the snow, huh? All right. No need to hold this one up in the light. It's not a very sunny day anyway, but it's pitch black. I mean, this is like burnt 60 weight motor oil in a glass. It looks amazing. As far as the smell goes, wow. Toffee, caramel, butterscotch, maple syrup, oak wood, just lots of bourbon, tons of malts, bittersweet chocolate, coffee. I can't believe how good that smells. That's crazy. The bourbon is just so pronounced on this. I mean, it's just got butter and vanilla tones from that bourbon barrel aging. That's just like, it's just crazy how much is going on with it. Super warm roasted malts. Lots of medium sweet chocolate and coffee. I mean, this is just like my ideal stout. This is amazing. So, without further ado, let's give it a taste and see what it's all about. Holy hell. Beer of the Year award for me. This is so far the best thing I've drank since 2014. Wow. It's unreal. There's so much buttery. It's very buttery. Buttery, medium sweet, medium bitter chocolate and coffee. Tons of malts. There's almost a nuttiness, almost like a Reese's peanut butter cup nuttiness coming through in this to me. I know it's weird. It doesn't really specify anything like that on the bottle label, but that's what I'm getting. Oh, man. And surprisingly, it's not that boozy. I mean, you can definitely tell the alcohol's in it, don't get me wrong, but it's hidden well for it being such a massive, strong beer. That's impressive that they can mask it that well. The thickness of it is like slightly thicker than coffee creamer. I mean, this stuff is just creamy and viscous and thick. Not like syrup or anything, but I would say almost twice the thickness of coffee creamer, like heavy whipping cream, liquid form, of course. It's going to be a short review because I don't need to say anything else. Buttery bourbon, butterscotch, caramel, just lots of sweet bourbon and whiskey, brown sugar, maple from that wood, tons and tons of malt, medium bittersweet chocolate and coffee. I mean, it's everything you would want from a stout. This gets a perfect 100, both in the style representation and in my own personal score. Hopping Frog is a brewery that just never lets me down and never disappoints. So far, everything I've had from these guys has just been stellar and off the charts and amazingly good. So my advice to you is, if you can get your hands on this beer, you have to get yourself a bottle or two. Throw one back in the cellar. Mine was sitting in the cellar for a couple months, and I pulled it out because first snowfall, I wanted something really special for the occasion, and I kind of wish I had another one set back. I don't regret opening it, but I wish I had one set back so I could save it for a really special occasion. This is one of those, like, you got the job or you graduated college opportunity beers. Like, that's what this is. It's a special occasion beer. It is just absolutely stellar. One of the best stouts I've ever drank in my life. So, perfect 100 all across the board. In appearance, smell, taste, mouthfeel, you name it. It's amazing stuff here. So, if you see it, you gotta get it. Hoppin' Frog, barrel aged, D.O.R.I.S, the Destroyer, double Imperial Stout aged in whiskey barrels. That's been my review of it. Hope you guys enjoyed the beer review as always. And stay tuned for the next one.